So I'm going to be trying to create a little calculator using some basic things that I have learned about Java in my first 3 weeks of school. So this is going to be fun. As in, I'm probably not going to get it to work, but I'm going to try. I forgot my notebook. Good job, Ronnie. So, little background. I am in my last semester of my associate's degree in computer information systems and technologies with an emphasis on web design. And I am currently learning Java in one of my courses. And also apparently learning how Twitch works too. Alrighty. So, reason I created this thought, I was just thinking about it earlier today because I was trying to figure out in my head how long it's going to take me to catch up with a podcast that I just recently started listening to. And I was like, well, I can just sit down and do the math, which I haven't actually done the math yet about how long it's going to take me to catch up on this. I figured I'd figure it out with my calculator here. And so I am going for, there are currently 98 episodes of this podcast out. They are released one every 2 weeks. I'm going to be referring to days to keep all of my calculations simple, so one every 14 days. And how many episodes I'm going to listen to per day. Right now I'm averaging about 1 episode per day because they're about an hour, hour and a half long, and I listen to them while I'm doing housework or driving or other things if I'm not feeling like listening to music. And so, to start off, I need to create my class. Yay for typos. Okay, podcast calc. So, fun little fact about Java that I have learned is, unlike other languages where you can, okay, I shouldn't start with that because I'm not a master on all languages yet. I've dabbled with Python, Java, C#, and then I'm pretty good with HTML5 and CSS because those have been my emphasis has been on web design. But that this is a class that I've declared here, and this class, podcast calc, exactly how it is, case sensitive and everything, has to be the exact name of the file with the .java extension for it to work. So that's a little fun thing that I've learned about Java in particular. I don't know about other languages on a whole, but Java, I know that one for sure. And I'm saying Java a lot, and now I want coffee at 9:30 at night. That's a constant craving. So now we're going to create the main method, which is where all of the functions that I create, all of the methods below it are going to be called. This is not meant to be legitimately educational. This is more me solidifying my education by kind of educating y'all and playing around with my own projects because I am trying to teach myself to think like a programmer, which is not necessarily hard, but I struggle with it, at least on a conscious level. So I've just made my main method, and so while I could go and just say this is the podcast calculator. And then run my program and have everything within the main method, all of my functions, calculations, and everything, I can do something where I create other methods and I keep the main method to just calling those methods. This is actually what I'm learning about this chapter. So, I'm going to work on creating, the methods that I need to figure out my calculations. So, by the way, if anyone is curious, I am currently using the Brackets text editor. It's not an IDE, so I can't run my program within this. I have to go to the terminal or save this and figure out a way to open it on an IDE and run it that way and compile it and all that fun stuff. But I can do it in the terminal, the console, basically the command line prompt on Mac. And where's my little... Okay, so you're not going to pop up. Thanks, that's helpful. Alright, I'll show y'all when I get to it. But I'm using Brackets text editor. It's free, open source, can be used on any OS, and I love it. There are add-ins, I've created it. I really love the black with the white text. Plus I have chosen particular color code settings, at least with HTML. I'm not so sure. This is very bland for Java so far, so I might have to play around and find one that I prefer for Java that has lots of different colors to show the different things, different functions and methods and all that stuff. But I haven't played around with that. I've done a lot with HTML and CSS in this editor, and I love it. This split screen here, I'm not saying it's the best text editor, and I know other text editors have it, but I've really come to love Brackets. Anyway, shameless plug for my favorite text editor. I'm not sponsored by anyone right now, except myself and my lack of sleep. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted on my phone. I do that a lot, so I need to put it out of reach, and that's not going to happen. Let's put a little setup here. I have only ever streamed once before, and I never talked on it. And oh, now you want to show up. Thanks. There's all my stuff. Okay. So yes, I will be using my textbook. I will be reading my things to myself. Again, this is more of an educational thing for me right now, but with my own projects. And hopefully, I will eventually get to a place where I'm creating good content. Making weird noises again. Alright, so first I want to hash out what calculations I need to make. So, I have 98 episodes that I need to catch up on. And in order to figure out, so right now, if I'm listening to, I'm going to say one a day. So I need to figure out starting episode for variables. Variables. Da, 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 that's chapter 2. I think that was chapter 2. Or maybe that was chapter 1. Da, 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 da. Maybe eventually I will figure out some music to have playing in the background. It took me about 2.5, 3 hours just to get all of this up and running so that I could do this. And I'm a little worried that my computer will not actually be able to handle doing this if I'm going to be playing any games on it. Because my Mac is a good little computer, but it might not be beefy enough for... It was really lagging while I was trying to play Minecraft earlier. And between Minecraft and playing, I don't know if that's gonna work. So, sorry, I am still looking for the section on variables. There it is. Chapter 2, I was right the first time. A literal constant, numeric constant, renamed constant, variable declaration. There we go. Okay, we're okay. So we're using camel casing. Okay, so episodes. Starting amount, which I want to declare this as a variable because I want to be able to use this to calculate how long it would take me to catch up on pretty much any podcast. And so this calculation is going to be episode starting amount divided by number episodes per day. So, little thing that my instructor has kind of said to us was it's better to err on the side of being verbose when creating variables names so that people know exactly what you're trying to say. Well, other people can. I could have shortened this to like episode start. And I guess that makes sense. That's pretty straightforward. But I like this. It's very plain and don't have to guess what vowels I'm supposed to have in there. Now, that's just a thing I picked up from my teacher and I like it. I like what he's saying. Being clear, because if you're clear, then people will be able to interpret your code and work with it. Now, if you purposefully want to encrypt your code in your own little code, I mean, programming languages are already codes. We're working on making them easier to understand for people, but these are already other languages that people are having to learn and all of the verbatim and syntax, and I find it exciting and fun, and so that's why I'm trying to learn as many as possible, because I hate myself, but I love learning. Alright, so the episode starting amount, number of episodes per day will give us the days catch up without new eps. I feel like that's good. Yeah, I could write out episodes, and I probably should, but so the big part, and I feel like this is the tricky part that I was getting caught up on and I couldn't do in my head, and so I'm gonna have to write this out, is figuring out over the course of X number of days, um, over the course of the catch up without new episode days. So how long it would take me, how many new episodes would come out. And so therefore, how many extra days you would need to catch up. So in this situation, catch up without new eps is going to be, wait, let me see. So I'm going to catch up. So in this situation, if I'm going to catch up 98 divided by 14, would give me how many new episodes would come out over those 98 days, I believe. I believe I'm doing this math correctly. If I'm not, then, oh no. Oh, I shouldn't have checked Twitch. Now I know there's someone else watching. I'm just gonna go back to my calculations here. so catch up without new eps. So remember, I'm going to do new ep. So days is going to equal number of new eps, and we're going to do catch up without new eps plus number of new eps equals number of catch up with new eps. But there is a flaw in this. That is going to take some bigger calculations that I'm going to have to figure out. So if the catch up without new eps variable divided by the new episodes per days is more than the frequency of the new episode days, then I'm going to have to figure out this is going to have to be an area where it's you add in, okay. Yeah, this is going to be a tricky calculation, but I'm trying to think through it right now. So if the number of new eps, no. If the number of new eps goes on is more than the new episode days, then or it is divisible by no. This is gonna be tricky. Okay, so let's run okay, so episode starting amount is we're gonna do 98 divided by number of episodes per day, and I'm doing one per day. So my total is gonna come out to 98 days, right? So then catch up without new eps, which is my day is gonna take me 98 days divided by 14. That's how many days it takes for episodes to be updated every 14 days. So 98 divided by 14 equals 7. Okay. 7, wait, that's 7 new episodes. So, looking at 98 plus 7 equals 105 days. So, 105 days to catch up on all of the episodes. Now, this works out because there are less than 14. So I think this would be a if new number new eps is greater than or equal to new episode days, then how would we do this? So say oof, okay. I know this is probably a really basic solution, and my brain is not solutioning it. And yes, I make up words. If number of new eps is greater than or equal to new episode days, then I need to take need to divide new episode days by number of new eps. Is that right? Or is it number of new eps divided by new episode days? Or is this somewhere where let's create a new number of, or you know what? Let's even pretend that the show updates 98 divided by, I'm going to listen to one episode a day. So 98 days. And we're going to say 98 days divided by, we're going to say that it updates every 7 days. Equals, it should be 14, but let's divided by 7 was 14. I don't know why I had to check that because my brain is doubting myself. So 14 new episodes. So we need to take the number of new episodes I think I'm going to remove that of number new eps divided by new episode days. Then equals so it's going to be extra new eps extra new episodes. Then so else, so then we have to do let's continue this program. So do 98 plus the 14 new episodes equals 8 plus 4 is 12. 112 days. And this is and then we need to do catch up with new eps plus extra new eps equals extended extra catch up. I feel like there's a much more straightforward way of doing this. I'm really starting to understand how programs get complex now. This is supposed to be a basic program. And we, yay, Ronnie is okay. So we are going to do a little bit of reading here. Okay. I'm actually going to stop this for now because I need to figure some things out that I feel like are going to take a little bit too much time if I try to do this on camera. And so that is the starting of our basis for this program that I'm going to try to create. And I'm going to try to hash out a little bit more before I come back. But I will talk to y'all later. Bye.